Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, A Wandering Dork with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 2, and today we start the second season in the National League South with a really tough trip away to Billericay Town. We've had a massive off-season in the transfer window and introduced almost a whole new 11 to the starting lineup today, and we very much hope they'll be able to get us towards the playoffs as we really need promotion for our bank balance. We're predicted by the media to finish second in the league and to get a place in the playoffs this season, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve that with promotion coming in the next couple of years. We've had massive improvements to the squad and I'm really looking forward to seeing this team play. And after today's game we've got a much friendlier run on paper, so hopefully they'll be able to build a bit of confidence. But before we get into that, if you did miss yesterday's episode, please do go back and catch up with it. We had a massive transfer special where we introduced a whole host of new faces, many of whom are going to be key for us this year, so you probably do want to be introduced to them. And a massive thank you to everyone who has supported the series so far. I really do appreciate your support greatly. If you are enjoying the story with Dorking Wanderers, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. It really does mean a lot. And subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content, 5 episodes a week from this one. And we've also got our Be to Save with Luton Town, which will be followed by the return of our head coach story. But for us, there's not much to worry about today. We've introduced all the players and new staff at the club, so we just want to get into the first game of the season and see how the new team copes against Billericay. One of the better sides on paper in the league, so it is going to be a very good test for us, and depending on how detailed this game is, we may well be able to show the Truro one too. So it looked like Billericay were the favourites for this one, two sides expected to be in the playoff mix, and we've got almost an entirely new 11 today, that we've tried to keep a little bit of familiarity where possible. So our two left backs have got very similar ratings, as has Whelan with our central midfielder Ada BE. And then of course we mentioned on paper Presley's better than Pryor in the last episode, but we're trying to make things financially viable and save ourselves appearance fees where possible. But I make it 5 debutants in the starting 11 today, 6 if you include Whelan, who's making his second debut, his first appearance as a permanent signing. He's probably one of the candidates to be dropped soon, as he's very similar rated to the other central midfielder, but as he's on a pay-as-you-play deal, again we need to look after the finances of the club. But we have made a few tweaks to our tactic this season, so I'm going to talk about them before introducing the 11. We're sticking with a balanced mentality today. I think it may change to control soon, or positive as it's now called. I keep forgetting to give it its proper name. So because of the increased technical ability of these young players, I've taken off the pass into space for our approach play. We can play it to feet and try and take on the players, see if that works out any better. We've got a slightly lower tempo and we're sticking to standard passing directness just to try and give us a bit more with balls to feet. And we've taken off the overlap, so we've got a more solid back four, and hopefully the wingers will be able to deliver more crosses. In terms of transitional play, we've changed absolutely nothing there, and out of position we haven't changed much either. So it's mainly just in possession, we're taking advantage of our talent, and I hope that'll pay dividends today. So our 11 is Hale Brown in goal, of course the same goalkeeper as last year, Grant staying at left back with Vaughan coming in at right back, O'Dwyer and Harbottle the new centre-half partnership, then Gallagher and Whelan continue in central midfield. Familiar names from last season, Georgi the new right winger, Richards in on the left, and then Pryor joined by the new signing Archer up front. I'm hoping they've got a lot of goals in them. We've of course got the goal threat of Lopez on the bench, who scored a couple for us on loan at the end of last season, and then 4 more new signings, Presley up front, and then Anya Adebayi and Binks on the bench, all giving us plenty of depth. So we've covered most positions on the substitutes bench, mainly thanks to the versatility of Anya, but I'm really looking forward to getting into it now, and I just hope these lads can deliver. We've got one player that we've put on the transfer list, that's Dan Gallagher, the holding midfielder. I just can't see a place for him this season now, so we'll try and get him off the wage bill too. Most of the rest from last year are on pay-as-you-play deals, and some of the youngsters will try and loan out, so hopefully they'll get some first team experience. We've got all of our wide players trying to cross for the target man, so hopefully Pryor will get plenty of goals again, and we're just going to go and sort out our set piece takers, and then we'll get into this game at Billericay. Okay, set pieces changed and we're into the game against Billericay. It's a 4-2-3-1 for them with a big lump Matt Reed up front. They've got some good players in there as well, the likes of Jake Goodman at centre half and Nana Owusu on the left wing. Certainly players that can make a difference. So we're going to go and get into the team talk. We have made some changes to our set pieces this year. here. I'm trying a couple of quite clever things and hoping that they tend to work out. So we get into the kickoff, we're still on key highlights and we're just going to see if we can get an early goal. The one thing we've changed with our set pieces, particularly for corners, is we're now going for near post deliveries, the complete opposite to last year. We've got Jason Pryor, the target man, lurking at the near post. Of course could be Presley off the bench as well. As the ball comes in, we get it cleared. Billericay coming forward early on. Into Owusu on the edge. We'll hold that thought for a minute. O'Dwyer heads away to Tom Richards, and now we can counter with Pryor. Long ball over, he's put Archer in. Just been taken a bit wide. He's got two running off, and one of them's Gallagher, but the flag's up after a really good finish. It would look like it was going to be 1-0 for a moment, but it's still goalless with 10 gone. And the reason we've gone for the near post deliveries, going back to the corners, we've also got O'Dwyer attacking the front post. Really good jumping reach and heading ability, so I'm hoping those two combined will be a success. If it does get cleared away and we do miss the first man, it does end up going to the edge of the box, and now we've got our central midfielder on attack, which soon is going to be Adabii. It's Lowe who shoots and Billericay in the lead, and we need to get back to focusing on today. It's lovely that we've got a good set piece routine, but we're currently behind on the opening day of the season. We put so much effort and excitement into this year, an opening day loss would really just be devastating. It would take away all of that excitement for the year and all of our hope that we could be a title contender. It's a throw on the right for Billericay, again coming forward. Gallagher heads away as far as Freddie Grant though. He goes back to Harbottle, long over the top. Archer's in on the left side of the box. Back to Richards, into Pryor. Oh, he's put a gilt edge chance wide. Probably should have scored that. And it remains 1-0 to the home side. 5 to the break, and we haven't really looked like scoring till there. Though Harbottle's in again. Long ball for Archer, who beats the keeper. It's in on 1-1. Archer on his debut with the goal. Harbottle with the assist. The keeper came flying out of his goal, and he needed to take absolutely everything there, but in the end he took absolutely nothing. It was just a tap into the open goal for Archer, and we get back on level terms just before the break. We've had more shots, 50% possession. We probably can't argue with this. A point away at Billericay, not a terrible result, particularly as they're one of our rivals this year. Georgi over the top for Whelan though. We're in again, he crosses for Archer, and he scores again before half time. Brilliant midfield run from Tom Whelan. Central midfielder on attack, busting a gut to get in behind. Cut it back for Archer, the young striker, and he's now got 2 on his debut. He's chasing a hat-trick in the second half, and I can't wait to see if he can get it. Billericay of course scored with their only shot on target, but the optimism's very much back, and with half the game gone, the lads have been excellent, so we're going to go and tell them we're pleased with how it's going. Let's get back into the second half immediately and see if the lads can keep up this performance. It's Owusu to Richards in the middle for Billericay. First chance of the second half for the home side. Out to ball at left back, although he's giving it away to Whelan, who goes long down the right to Pryor. The target man holds it up brilliantly, gets it across the pitch to Richards. He shoots from distance. It's a wonderful goal. Can you believe we're trying to replace this guy? What a finish, a wonder strike from 30 yards, and we now lead 3-1 away from home. A brilliant start to the season it's going to be, and it looks like it'll be 3 points on the road. Just 20 minutes remaining and it's all gone quiet. Exactly what we wanted to happen here. It's been a wonder start. I just couldn't be more pleased. So let's go and make a couple of changes. We've got Gallagher and Whelan in central midfield. Both of them not having the best game. Whelan's motivated, but his fitness is failing him. So I think we're going to go for Adabii. Try and give a debut to him in central midfield. Hopefully he'll be able to make a difference. I'd like to give debuts to some others as well, but we're going to give it 5 more minutes just to make sure we don't get arrogant too soon. We don't want to get complacent, we want to see out the result, and if players only get 5 or 10 minutes, then so be it on the first day of the season. We've got 10 minutes left now and no further highlights, so we're going to take off Grant at left back. It means we can give Anya a debut, not naturally a left back, but he can play competently there, so he's just going to stick there for the last 5 or 10. We'll get back into it with one more change remaining. I'm not going to bring Presley on today, just because he's on a pay-as-you-play. We don't want to play him 400 quid for this, so we're going to bring on either Lopez or Binks, and they'll play the last 5. With another game in midweek, I'm going to take Georgi, the right winger, off. Got the worst fitness of anyone. Fabio Lopez will make his second debut on the right, and we'll just get through the last few moments. We've got a corner on the left, Richards to the front post. Oh, the tactic worked to a T. Pryor's header to the back stick, Harbottle flicked it on, hit the bar and dropped for Lopez, and he only needed 1 touch to score. Probably his first touch since he came on the pitch, and it's 4-1, an emphatic victory. This side is going to be enjoyable to watch. We've had 50% possession, which we never did last year. We've dominated the game, and now Archer to the right to Lopez as we try and put yet more gloss on the victory. It's Richards delivering, it's cleared by Ball, straight back out to him on the left though, and he's going to cross for Archer, couldn't quite get there to nick his hat-trick, threw everything at it but didn't quite get the touch, and now Billericay counter at the other end. Harbottle's there to mop up though, 9.0 rating for the defender. These lads have been brilliant as Richards puts the defender on his backside into Pryor who volleys. It's just wide of the post and it's going to be 4-1. What a wonderful performance this has been. If you can't tell, I am very, very excited. I think we might have built a special side here. I can't thank the scouting team enough as Adabi's in at the back post, back to Lopez who crosses, Richards heads is saved and the rebound's tapped into the empty net. The recovering voice just starts to crack. It's 5-1 at Billericay, 5 clear-cut chances, 5 goals. That is the best start to the season we could have expected. What a wonderful performance. The new assistant manager wants to tell the lads they've been excellent. We're certainly not going to argue with that, and the whole lot of the squad look delighted. So we're top of the table after that victory with an emphatic start to the season. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that performance. I don't think it's going to get much better than that. Let's go to the inbox to see what's been said about the game. 5-star Dorking triumph. And we've got a season of excitement to come if we perform anything like that for a lot of the games. We had loads of debuts and they looked like they gelled immediately. Tom Richards the star on the left though. And I might have to think twice about getting in a big wage loan replacement for him. He looks like he could be a superstar for us. So we're going to skip through to Tuesday. We've got to see another game now. We'll be back in a moment to face Truro at home. Well, we're back just 3 days later for the game against Truro. I've no idea how the squad fitness is looking, so we might have to make a few changes today, but we're heavy favourites for our first home match. We've got a Truro side that have just been promoted. They've done well to bounce back at the first time at the lower level, and I've just noticed that the league's gone up to 24 teams. I'd completely forgotten that change was coming in real life, so a 24-team league for this season, going to make it a little bit harder, but thankfully we've got that slightly stronger squad. So let's go and have a look at the team selection, and we've just seen the benefit to having a young squad. All of the 11 players are fit today, and that bodes very well for this match. So at home to Truro, I think it's going to be slightly easier. Don't want to come across as arrogant, but I'm going to make a couple of changes to the team. One, to try and save a bit of money, and secondly, to give a couple of more debuts. So Adabi's going to come into central midfield. Tom Whelan will drop down to the bench today. That's just because Whelan gets £500 an appearance. Adabi's on £150 a week. I'm going to bring in Almardi at left back for Freddie Grant, try and give him a debut at left back as well. They're almost identical in terms of rating and attributes, but Almardi at just 17, we want to try and give him a few games if possible. Aside from that, I think I'm going to go very similar, but I am going to take Whelan out of the squad entirely. Callum Bailey, one of the young players from last year, he's going to go on the bench for this one. 2-star ability, 5-star potential, but he's got plenty of learning to do, and what better time for him to do it. We're also going to put Freddie Grant on the bench actually, just in case things do go wrong. He'll replace Anya as the versatile defender and midfielder, and we'll get into the side with that 11. So 2 changes to the starting lineup in total. Adebayi in a central midfield for Whelan, and at left back we've got Amadi in for Grant, with Callum Bailey making his place on the bench. So let's get into this game against Truro and hope we can continue our sparkling start. It's a back 3 for Truro, a formation we struggled against a lot last year, so this is going to be a really tough test for us. Let's go and get into the first half, ask the lads to pick up where they left off. Our assistant manager's going to be much more reliable this year, and hopefully our starting 11 will be too. Truro with a throw on the left back area. So John, who gets it into midfield, is back to the left back Glassup, and he goes long downfield. Headed away by O'Dwyer. Adabi, the new signing into Vaughan, long over the top for Jason Pryor, been dragged a little bit wide, cuts it back to Jake Gallagher, a volley from 25 yards. That is an absolutely spectacular strike and a wonderful start to the game at home. 1 minute gone, we take the lead, and now we've got a free kick in a very dangerous area. Who's going to take it? It's Giorgi, the new right winger. Can he find either corner of the goal? Oh, he does. It's a brilliant save. Clipped onto the crossbar, and he holds it at the second attempt, Harrison, but a wonderful strike from the young winger. 10 minutes gone, it's only 1-0, but we've had all the shots and territory in this match. It's a free kick on the left for Georgi, into the back stick to O'Dwyer, and there's the aerial presence. We've put the set pieces to find the best header of the ball. O'Dwyer is very much that, and at the back stick he gets just enough on it. The keeper couldn't get a strong enough hand. 2-0, and now we've got a corner with Richards. A penalty's been given in the box, and are we just going to steamroll teams every week? What a remarkable start this is. Jason Pryor stepping up from the spot. He's looking for his first of the season, and he goes down the middle. The keeper dives to his right, and we lead 3-0 with 25 gone. The goal difference is going to be spectacular this year, and I hope that all the games are this exciting. While half-time, no further action. Apologies as the voice is just starting to croak again, but a wonderful first half performance yet again. A wonderful strike from Gallagher, a good set-piece routine, and then a penalty kick as well. We couldn't ask for much more. Jason Pryor's off the mark. We're going to tell the lads they were absolutely excellent, and they're all delighted going into the second half. There's a few that are a bit complacent, and we've got to be careful of that, and we were able to make substitutions if need be, so I'm not too concerned at the moment. We've got youngsters on the bench who we can give debuts to, particularly if we stay 3 or 4 goals ahead. That'll be something I'd really like to do, get as many of these young players experience as possible. Fletcher out to the right of Viral though. It's Truro who are coming forward early in the second period. The back three has troubled us in the past, but there's nothing we're going to do about that strike. Another thunderbolt, this time from Truro. John with a screamer from 25 yards. We'll keep an eye on that complacency now. 2 of the lads no longer arrogant after the goal. An hour on the clock is Harbottle a centre half to Armadi the left back who goes long. Is Archer in one-on-one? Can he score? Hits the post and is cleared away. A corner kick for Dorking Wanderers, and the voice is starting to go with that one. Richards delivers to the front stick. Look what's happened there. O'Dwyer's put it in, but there's an offside against Pryor, I think. He was in front of the keeper and he was adjudged to be offside, so it remains 3-1 with 25 left. They've still only had 1 shot on target, Truro. That was their thunderbolt goal at the start of the half. But they've got a dangerous free kick here and it's in. We have got to get rid of that arrogance now. It's 3-2 and Truro are back in it. And I may have spoken a bit too soon about this side. One of the problems with a young team is they get complacent very quickly. And we're going to go and have to make some changes now, as a couple of them are looking a bit nervous. So Cameron Archer's looking apprehensive. We're going to bring Lopez on up front for him. Adebayo in central midfield struggling. Haven't got that option because I took Whelan off the bench. Though Freddie Grant's back in at left back for Armadi. Just get a bit more of that experience on. We'll get back into it now, but it's a bit of a scare. 3-2 from Truro's 2 shots on target. Just over 15 left. We've got a free kick in an attacking area. Georgi's going to take it again. This one curls just wide of the post. It's still 3-2 and we've got a little bit of a nail-biting finish on our hands. Now we're really struggling with Adebayo in the middle, so Callum Bailey is going to come on for him. I'm not quite sure what we can do here. Just maybe take him to a more defensive position. He's a central midfielder, but I don't know what position. We're just going to put him on defend for now. Try and get a little bit deeper in midfield. Take a bit more control of the game. Well, we're into stoppage time, there's no further highlights, and I'm going to have to go to that time-wasting technique. Slow the pace down, just try and keep it simple, make sure we see out the 3 points. It's still a very good start to the season, although of course the gloss has been taken off this one a bit. Conceding those 2 goals has made it nail-biting, and it really should have been a comfortable win. Bailey over the top to Pryor though, could wrap it up here and does. He's disallowed for offside though, didn't notice the flag go up. I did have a glance across at that linesman, but he must have put it up pretty late. The voice is cracking from all the excitement as we've got a set piece in the centre circle. Long ball forward to Lopez who's in. Can he try and create one more chance? Just holds it up, it's sensible play and wins a free kick with 30 seconds left. A really good double header though. 2 exciting games, loads of goals. We've just got to be careful of complacency, though both of Truro's goals were wonder strikes. It's Georgi with a free kick in. Harbottle misses out in the air and it's out for a Truro throw in on the left, but the full-time whistle has gone. 6 points out of 6, a fantastic start, though we were given a little bit of a scare here by the promoted side. We'll talk to the lads and we'll say well done. We want to try and keep that confidence high, but we know there's a little bit to work on based on that we've got 2 more promoted sides in the next 2 matches. All of that leaves us joint top of the league though. Hemel Hempstead and Slough the only other 2 sides to win both games. Farnborough on 3 points with the game in hand, so they could join us as a top 4. Boreham were the favourites to win the league. They did beat Billericay today, but they lost their first game, so just on 3 points. An early lead for us in that regard. Slough look a very good side at the top though. A 7-goal difference in the 2 games, and Ben Harris has scored 7 goals in 2. He looks a superstar striker up there. He was scoring goals for them last year as well. So let's see what the media said quickly. We secure victory at Meadowbank. Armadi made his professional debut too, so there were plenty of positives to come from today's game. We'll quickly go and praise Gallagher, and then let's go and look at the schedule, see when we're going to be back for our next episode, maybe 1 or 2 big games again. While we're having a look at the fixtures, if you did enjoy this episode and those wonderful 2 exciting games, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments who your favourite new signing is, who you think's going to be the superstar this year, and what do you think we can do to improve in the last one, just to try and shore ourselves up a little bit. Of course I made the change at left back, which probably did contribute a bit, taking some of the experience out the team, but overall it's been a wonderful episode, and I hope you're enjoying watching this new side. I think we could have built something special here, and I look forward to a season managing them. So it looks like in the next couple of months we've got 2 massive double headers that I just have to show. Based on the start of the season, I think we're going to come back in 4 games time. Slough Town at home at the end of August, then Boreham Wood the favourites for the title following that. 3 days between them, 2 more massive games. We'll definitely show those on camera. And in just a few matches after that, we've got Hemel Hempstead at home and Havant and Waterlooville away. I think that's going to be a big double header too, so we may well show those as our next 2 episodes. I want to show you as much on the pitch action as possible, particularly based on the entertainment they provided today. These lads look like a wonderful side going forward, and I really hope they're going to produce something special. 2 of the loan players we've tried to get on the left wing have rejected us for National League clubs, so there's only 1 more potential signing remaining. Otherwise we'll probably stick with what we've got and just try and get through the next month or so. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content, including 5 episodes a week from this Dorking Wanderers story. If the rest of the season's anything like the first 2 games, we're certainly in for a wonderful couple of weeks, and it's going to be an enjoyable set of episodes with plenty of entertainment and high-scoring thrillers. There's also 2 episodes a week from our FM20 beta save. That one's with Luton Town in the Championship. I'm trying to save my beloved club from relegation, trying to keep them up on a shoestring budget. Then after that we'll start our second long-term story, the return of the head coach for its 3rd edition. I'm really looking forward to that, and I've recorded the first couple of episodes, so I do hope you'll come and join me when that one starts. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for another big episode, as we've got a massive double header at the top of the table.